So this is a multiple choice question. If there was a story to tell about seasons that involved a significant moment in your life or band's life, what would it be? And please tell. If it were connected to one of these four ideas: an epiphany, personal or interpersonal growth, technical slash musical discovery, or community.
Whoa. It might not be the most like exciting answer, but it felt exciting to all of us, I think, was writing this one like with a much more collaborative effort. The first album we did, those were all songs that like I wrote at home over the course of a few years and then very like intentionally brought them to the group. I was like, learn these. And it was not, or it wasn't punishing for them enough to the point where they were like, okay, let's stick with it. Let's see what happens. And I think after that album, Sander, who plays guitar, he has so many ideas. Him and Connor both have so many like ideas. And it was very awesome and also challenging to like figure out how to write with other people again. I've only really tried that one other time in a project. And it made those moments of hanging out with each other and also playing music and like having to plan these things because we all live so far away. Like it made that a really awesome time. There's been weekends that we booked out for each other to just meet up at a place, write, and hang out. And that works for me really well. I can't really do the weekly band practice stuff. I get really
Sure.
burnt out. And like getting to do that, I think was so cool just for the growth of the band to see like what happens next and also to define how we operate. Because I think we finished the first album and it was like, are we going to wait like another 3 years until I have 10 songs?
Sure.
Or are we going to lean into collaborating on things or together? And I like getting the gears to move. It's like really hard in some of those circumstances because like you have to figure out like how to say, oh, I'm not sure I like that in a way that isn't hurtful, or you
Yeah.
have to like figure out how to let go of an idea that you have for something. And so much of it felt like a needed work or like maintenance for the group. And like later on, or after the songs were all like musically written, would go back with a lyrical lens and be like, okay, what am I writing about? And that's where I still get to put a bow on it to be like, what are the themes here? I'm glad like that process still feels very sacred to me in the project. And it was just, I don't know, I'm really like proud of all of us for getting to do that together because I know that those are the things that can break up bands, or those are the things that if they don't break up a band, they can plant seeds of resentment. And it's funny to be like having hard conversations about music, but it's also like really rewarding when you start to treat these things and these like moments of shared energy as like a, I don't know, a sacred practice.
Yeah. And I wonder, because it sounds like people are in different stages of communicating with the people that they play with. I even bands have been playing, people have been playing for like last 20, 30 years, and they play with these people like they still have to find new ways to communicate. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's really wild, but that's really cool that you found that like growth part of this experience with your bandmates in the journey of this EP. That's cool. It sounds like it's like a little growth spurt or growth
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it makes me feel like the hardest shit is out of the way. We got together a couple weeks ago and met up and wrote, and it was like 2 days and we had 6 songs. Like there was like no friction. It was all just like working well together. And yeah, preventative maintenance.
Preventative maintenance is learning how to communicate with each other, maybe somewhere between efficiently and gently.
Yeah.
It makes me think of a couple things I'm also reminded of is like, I still think, because I used to play in one band for 9 years, like, and I think I should have been like more psycho with them, even though I
Mm,
wasn't psycho, like composing music. Maybe I didn't need to be psycho, but maybe I just needed to say, learn how to communicate. Like, actually, like, I really don't think we should play this song, or I really think we should change this. And maybe just like state my case a little bit more I think
Yeah.
it's quieter.
Yeah, that's exactly like when I say like seeds of resentment, it's like those are like moments when a bandmate is like, I'm not sure if I like that song. And then it's bitten back and then and then the topic is dropped and doesn't really come up until 3 years later when they're having a blowout match or something.
Dude, this song sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting balance. And yeah, it's a good way to learn about communication. And the other thing that's interesting that you said to me is that you're not like a practice once a week guy. And a lot of people I've been talking to, it's that it feels like, I don't know if like how many like bigger bands are like practice once a week kind of people. Like, I wonder what the spectrum of like practices, because a lot of people like in your situation, they send tracks over the internet or they email each other.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I'm such an advocate for doing it that way. I think like just personally meeting up on a weekly or God forbid a like bi-weekly or twice a week basis, like there is no better assurance for me to burn out than to do
Mm.
that. I think it's like, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of getting together with an intention to be like, okay, let's spend 3 days to prepare for this tour, or let's spend 2 days to write some songs. I really like working like that. I think it adds like a really nice edge to what you're trying to do. I think if you do, to each their own methods, but like for me, if you're getting into the once a week or twice a week band practice, like there's just going to be wasted time there in a way that like, sure, you could chalk it up to just hanging out, but I like hanging out by myself. Like,
Fair
yeah.
enough.